Appreciate it. All right, how y'all doing? Y'all good? All right, cool. I'm gonna sit down and we're gonna get to talking. I'm gonna do some Q&A for everybody too, but I wanna just go into some basics really quickly on what a government contract is. How many people already know what a government contract is? All right, cool. How many people don't know what a government, I don't know what you talking about. All right, so a government contract is this. And when I speak from the federal level. There's 3 levels, right? There's the state, there's local, and there's federal. I jumped off the porch in 2008 on the federal level, so that's all I know. So when I speak, I'm speaking from that level. Can you make money with the local? Can you make money with the state? Absolutely. But I just jumped off the porch with Big Daddy, so I'm rolling with Big Dog. All right, so a government contract is this. The federal government is looking to procure a product or a service from a small business via a contract. And they put out what's called solicitations to have our small businesses, like yours and mine, bid on the contract. That's all it is. Now, this is my business model, and then I'm gonna get specifically into tech, because that's why we're here. My business model is this. I ain't built to do no work. I just keeping it 1,000 with y'all. I'm building companies so that way I am in the middle and having other companies do the work on my federal government contract. That's how I started. That's how I'm still rolling. Right now, my companies have over 250 plus federal government contracts for work that we don't physically do, but we manage. Right now, currently, I have 42 active federal government contracts. Do y'all know what that means? All right, that means this. I got 42 streams of income from the federal government alone. And I'm sitting here talking to y'all. I don't got a degree. I don't have I barely graduated from high school, but that's a whole nother story. We'll get into that at another time. But I'm a guy that understands communication. I understand how to use my skill set of having people move their body to want to do something that they didn't know that they needed to do, but absolutely have it in front of them. I understood that. I've been a class clown, so me using that skill set in communication has had my businesses thriving. I'm also sole source. Do anybody know what sole source means? All right, one person. Sole source is this. I don't got to bid no more. The federal government calls me and say, Jay White, we want you to do this contract, and boom, I just got to give them the price. They agree on the price or they don't. So that's what the level of federal government contracting that I've achieved since 2008. And so far this year in 2025, I've already been awarded 13 federal government contracts. Now, let's relate that to tech. How many people got technology companies? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. Now watch this. I do not have a technology company. Remember my business model. My business model is I set up my company so that I can hire one of y'all to do the work on my federal government contract, and I just sit back and manage. Now, how can I manage something that I know nothing about? Is that a question of y'all? Like, how you doing that? All right, this is how you do it. Everybody has 2 things. If you know how to manage what the expectations are, can't you relay those expectations to anybody? Raise your hand if you feel like you could do that. Okay, cool. For the individuals that didn't raise your hand, watch this. Didn't you take your car to an auto mechanic one time before, or any time at all in your life? And then you tell that auto mechanic, let me get an oil change. And when you asked for that oil change, that auto mechanic came back greasy as hell and was like, you need a new engine, you need this, that, and the third, and guess what you did? Check this out, homeboy. I just need an oil change. So guess what you did? You project managed the expectation to somebody who's been doing their job 10, 15, 20 years. If you know what the expectations are, now I'm gonna ask the question again. If you know what the expectations are, can't you articulate and give those expectations to somebody that actually knows how to do the job? Raise your hand if you can do that. There we go. That's all I do. Once you know what the expectations are, you can manage it. So right now, the last contract that I got awarded is a IT password protection contract for Congress. I don't know what that is. I have no clue what that is. But guess what? I know what the expectation is, AKA the scope of work, and I can articulate to a company that knows what they're reading from my expectation to do two things. To give me an amazing quote, whatever their quote is. I don't care what it is, but I'll give y'all what their quote is. This is a 4-year contract. Their quote for IT password protection is $23,000 per month. Was that too high or was that good? I'm asking the tech people. Was that good? My man scratching his head like, they overcharge you. They overcharge me? That's good? Okay, cool. Watch this. On top of their $23,000 a month, I put $8,000 a month for me. Why? What am I doing? I'm project managing, but I ain't doing the heavy lifting. I don't even know what they doing. Now, my proposal to the federal government is what? Now, I barely graduated high school, so y'all supposed to be quick numbers. 23 plus 8 is what? 31. How many? 31. All right, cool. I'm about to say, somebody said 41. What? All right. So my proposal to the federal government was 31,000. Okay, boom. When they came back and said, yes, Mr. White, congratulations, you got the contract, you won the contract. I called my subcontractor, one of y'all that knows how to do this, and I said, well, hey, we won the contract. You get your $23,000 a month, and I get what every month? 8 racks for doing what, though? Managing and sitting here talking to y'all. Do we understand the power of how I do federal government contracting? Because most people do government contracting like this. Jay White, I have a business. I want to do this, and that's cool. How many people technology is your actual passion? If it's your passion, raise your hand. Damn, y'all at a tech conference and there's only 8 people. All right, listen, watch this. Let me pull my socks up when I say this one right here. All right, government contracting is not my passion. I'm nice at it though. Everybody has to have a vehicle to get to where they want to go. Raise your hand if you believe that statement. That should be everybody, E-R-R, everybody. Everybody should raise their hand on that one. You have to have a vehicle to get where you want to go. My vehicle has just been federal government contracting. Now, exclusively to the tech space, most people think tech is the biggest contracts in the federal government contracting space. Who believes that? Nobody. All right. What contracts do we believe are the biggest in the federal government contracting space? Which ones we think? Just yell them out. I'll be able to hear you. Healthcare, defense, aerospace. Anybody else? Somebody over here? Military. Trash cans. For real? Trash cans? All right, watch this. All y'all wrong, which is crazy because watch this. When most people think government contracting, everybody think of those super big joints. 200 million, 500 million, 20 million. Most people, companies can't handle that. Do y'all understand that? Like, if your company, if you get awarded right now a $500 million contract, and can y'all please be truthful with me when I ask this question? If your company today was awarded $500 million, can your company truly handle that from the federal government? Raise your hand if your company can handle that. All right, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you after class is over. But most people didn't raise their hand because the bandwidth ain't there. So that's why those contracts are not the biggest. They start out the biggest, but the biggest in federal government contracting means longevity. All right, so here we go. The biggest contracts in federal government contracting, and if you're not taking notes, I feel sorry for you because I ain't repeating this. Not this part right here. The biggest federal government contracts that's out there, that's been out there since probably 2012, are leasing contracts. Leasing. So right now, and then I got to get back to tech, so y'all bear with me, right? Because they're going to say something. You ain't talking about technology. All right. So right now, my company subleases 4 warehouses to the federal government. Now, we got any real estate agents in here? Man, y'all real estate agents, I got a bone to pick. Y'all think y'all know everything, but I'll talk to y'all later on. But anyway, so I got 4 warehouses where we sublease, 4 of them, right? So I don't have a commercial license, I don't have a real estate license, and I don't own the property. I sublease it. I'm gonna go through the whole process, and then I'm gonna get back to how I flipped this one contract into two, because we provided the security system contract for the warehouse that I ain't never seen. Never seen it. I ain't even interested in seeing it. All right, here we go. It's 136,000 square feet. I got a proposal from a commercial realtor for $67. On top of that $67, I put $5 on for your boy. And in this scenario, which is real, I'm your boy. I put $5 for me. Now, 67 plus 5 is what for all my math people? My man keeps scratching his head. I can't look over there no more. 67 plus 5 is what? 72. I put my proposal in for $72. Now watch this. The leasing contracts are for 15 years. They 10 base, then 5 option. But if you do 10 years straight with the federal government, ain't the 5 option kind of like guaranteed almost, right? Do we understand that? So we on our 9th year, but let's go through the numbers. It's 136,000 square feet. I'm getting $5 a month. I'm on my 9th contract. Somebody do 136,000 times $5. How much I'm getting per month? Look, my man did it again. He's scratching his head. I knew he wasn't gonna get that one. So I ain't even got, how much? $680,000. Yeah, that's all, 680 racks. That's off of one contract. Now, this is how I flipped it though, because the warehouse needs what? Security. I ain't about to trick y'all. The warehouse needs security. So guess what they did? They put out another solicitation to be awarded or to have small businesses like ours submit proposals for a security contract. Now, isn't it smart of me that I already won this contract? I'm gonna talk to the contract specialist. Hey, I already got the building. Underneath who? Underneath me, it's mine. So now when I got the security contract, technology, I'm gonna get that one too. So my contract per month is actually more than 680K profit. It's more than that because I got the security contract as well. And just as long as the building is operational, so is the what contract? The security contract. So I had the building for 9 years, and now I had the security contract for how long? Come on, man, y'all, you feel? Y'all see where I'm going with that? And government contracting is not, I repeat, my passion. My passion, I ain't gonna tell y'all. It don't matter. It just ain't that. I want to impress upon y'all not the numbers, but the longevity that federal government contract has. Everybody probably has an amazing business. Y'all doing some amazing things, and I'm proud of each and every one of y'all. But everybody, ERR, everybody should be doing business with the federal government. Y'all know we're gonna hit another pandemic sooner or later, right? Okay, cool. Y'all definitely know some type of pandemic something gonna happen, and a recession is gonna happen too. Do we understand that? Most people, businesses are set up for what? A person to interact with them. I need you to come to my website. I need you to come to my store. I need you to come to my workshop. I need this person to do this. Federal government contracting is a demand for a product and for a service. And do you have to have that product or service? Thank you. You don't gotta have it. Why? Because somebody built it. Somebody's passion is they want to do it. So guess what we gonna do? We're gonna show them love, and we're gonna let them do whatever their passion is, and we're going to make money by managing their passion on a federal government contract that most people didn't even know about. All right, so let me say one more thing, and then I really want to go into Q&A because that's how we learn. Do y'all agree? Like, I think we really learn by Q&A. All right, so real quick. I knew it was a pandemic before it was a pandemic. I really want to talk about this. This is the importance of doing business with the federal government and the government, period. I knew it was a pandemic before the pandemic. In 2017, the federal government asked me for 18.4 million gloves. Now, do it look like I got 18.4 million gloves anywhere? The answer is no. But can I find it? If the government was to call you and say, I need 18.4 million gloves, could you find it? Thank you. Are you going to tell the government no? Okay, cool, you bet not. So I found the gloves in Miami. They asked me, the price point was $10.50 per box. I ain't negotiating the price. How much y'all think I put on top of that $10.50 per box? Just yell it out. $3. No. $5. What else? $10. Now y'all tripping. I put 50 cents on top of that. Listen, watch this. Let me stand up. 18.4 million. You think I need to put $1? Just do that times 50 cents. What you got? You got 9 and some change. I ain't the smartest guy in the room. I know I ain't, but I know math. So they said, okay, thank you, Mr. White, we cool. In 2018, they came back. Hey, we need them 18.4 million gloves. Now, what's the saying that Fat Joe came up with that's actually true? Lean back, and yesterday's price ain't the day's price. Okay, cool. So, but if they came back to me twice, it's like, okay, hold on. We on a different level now. I got to figure this out. So my man said he want $11.25 a box. Cool. Am I negotiating his price? H-E-L-L, no. That's pointless. So now that I know he want $11.25, now how much I put on top? Now, listen, I know it's a need for it. You came back a whole year later, asked me for the same amount. Something is up. Now how much I put on top of that thing? $1. What? $2? I put 50 cents on top of that. Look, I tricked you. I put 50 cents on top of it. Why do my price need to go up? Because his went up. Because what am I doing for it? I'm making some phone calls and emails. Who can make phone calls and emails? Y'all doing it right now while I'm talking to y'all. You right? So you can make phone calls and emails. Now check this out. The federal government at the $11.25 plus 50 cents, and I ain't gonna look over here because he's gonna scratch his head, is how much? $11.25 plus my 50 cents is how much? Thank you. And the government said, Mr. White, congratulations. Boom. Now, y'all know I grew up in the church, so once they came back with them numbers, I said, oh my God. Oh my gosh. At the beginning and towards the end of 2019, what started happening? I was like, that's why they need all them damn gloves. That's crazy. And they was talking about it in 2017. Now watch this. It took about 6 or 7 months to get them all their gloves. After I got them all their gloves, I got that paycheck. Boom, thank you very much. And they hit me back. I need 8.1 million what now? Masks. I said, oh, this is crazy. During the pandemic, I'm up M's because of the work I did back then. Do we understand where I'm going with this? Okay, cool. Now, I'm not trying to impress y'all with the numbers. I don't care, because I could have lost all that, but the possibility was still there. So that's what I'm really hyping up, the possibility. Because if we can understand, I can do my tech stuff, I can build my apps, I can get into all other tech words that's out there. I can get all that, but simultaneously, I can fool with these federal government contracts and build a partnership with the federal government. By the way, who got the largest pocketbook in the world? It only makes sense, right or wrong? All right, I want to get into some Q&A, man. Y'all got some questions for me? So how I do this? You want me to pass the mic or you gonna pass? Okay, well, all right, cool. You can pick anybody. There's one right here in the front door.
So you go ahead, you find the contract, right?
Yep.
They tell you we need A, B, C, D. You say, wait, I can find it. Let's use your glove example. The gloves ain't free.
Yep.
So when it comes to the federal government, are they going ahead and fund you their money so that you can make it happen?
Yeah.
Or are you utilizing your own business credit or your own business funding to actually get that? Because that's what's been keeping me away from government contracts.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I ain't buying the bullet $350K on my business.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
So how you doing that? What that look like?
All right, everybody heard her question? Everybody heard, do everybody have the same thought in mind? I'm not funding no damn, let me stand up. All right, look, I'm gonna give you the whole process. Peep game. If I get the gloves and I get my partnership down packed and I let my partner know who has got the gloves, yo, once the gloves have to be what first? Delivered, inspected, and then approved. Once they deliver, inspected, and approved, what then does the government do at that point? Pay your boy. The government works on a net 30. Raise your hand if you know what that is. Ooh, I love it. That means 30 days after the service or the product is delivered, the product is delivered, service is done, and then after the invoice, the government has up to 30 days to pay your boy out. So, do we need funding?
No.
Do we need business credit?
No.
Okay, cool. That's the answer. That's too easy. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I've been to a procurement fair, and I'm not that I'm
Yeah, I think her mic a little low.
hello.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So I've been to a procurement fair. I'm non-tech, I'm in marketing. And one of the things I've learned is because of the political climate, DEI don't really mean as much as they did before. So a lot of people are saying like there's like the certifications that you need to get the federal contract. So from your perspective, considering you out here doing it,
Yeah.
what certifications do we need, or do you even need to go that route just to stand out? Because that was the biggest thing that they kept saying in the procurement here. And when I lived in LA, so they have the soccer thing.
Yeah.
So they got the soccer
I understand. Yeah. Yeah.
Olympics coming.
Okay.
They've been building up small businesses to get these federal contracts and on the state level as well and local level because of that, because they already have allocated billions of dollars to give them and they want you in their system so that you can get these contracts. It's just,
You see how I'm moving? I'm itching to answer. I'm itching. Like, I can't contain it no more.
it's just that each level, just so you know, each level has their own process.
Right.
And then you can do so. My question is just about like, what do you think I need to do so I can myself in?
Okay, cool. Peep game. Remember, when I speak, I only speak from the federal level. Can you make money from the state and local? Yes. But I'm only dealing with Big Daddy because it's less red tape. That's the first thing. Number two, she talked about DEI and standing out, right? So you do not, and I repeat, you do not need certifications, woman-owned, minority-owned. They're actually getting rid of the minority-owned certification as a whole because it's been mishandled and misused. So they're getting rid of that. So you do not need certifications to be awarded federal government contracts. Certifications help you when you're going mainly for local and corporate contracts. They're amazing in that side. Federal government side, nah. And then you ask me about, you went to a procurement fair. I ain't never did that. But let me tell you why though. People that work for the federal government and the free resources, they're mandated to tell you certain things. Like that's their job, right? So they're never gonna tell you, hey, you can get this government contract and subcontract it out, because they're mandated to tell you, we wanna just do business with you, so you need to build your company up to do X, Y, Z. So two things, you stand out by making sure that your price points are competitive. Competitive price points, you might still lose, but you gain partnership and camaraderie with the contract specialist. And that's the biggest key. And then the second way you stand out is you have to make sure that you're doing things in a timely manner. If it's due on the 12th, don't turn it in on the 12th. That don't make no sense. How many people said, I'm gonna go to this conference today and it started at 9 o'clock. Oh my bad. You showed up at 10:30. Right, so federal government contracting, do everything in a timely manner, you'll be straight. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions also about certification. Did you need the 8A or any other certification when you first started? And my second question is also along those lines. What procurement site have you used in order to go after the government contracts?
Y'all using all these government words, I love it. I don't even use the jargon no more. All right, the procurement site that I use is only one, sam.gov. Now, can you get opportunities and listings from other sites? Yes, but the key that people don't recognize is those other sites pull from sam.gov. Like Master Date Sub, that's all. To fact check me, Master Date Sub. So if you're using a different site to find opportunities, sam.gov, I have it on there on the 12th. Then you go to the other site, that joint is say posted on the 15th, 16th. So you 4 days late. So you might as well understand and utilize sam.gov versus the other sites. Now, have I utilized certifications before? I have, because as me teaching and speaking about it, I have to have experience in a lot of different levels, right? So it only makes sense. Now, once I had them, I understood how to utilize them, but it's all propaganda. The federal government wants to say, we help this set aside, we help this set aside. They ain't really trying to do that. That's why when you look at the sam.gov and you see the opportunities that say this, total small business, that got the biggest opportunity for profit margins versus the joints that say service disabled veteran owned. Or veteran owned. Veteran owned, they're gonna give you, let's say it's trillions of dollars in government contracting, which it is. Now let's say they give the veteran owned out of that $1 trillion, $2 billion. And then they give the veteran owned, service disabled veteran owned another $2 billion, but they give total small business $92 billion. Where I'm going? Where I'm gonna rock at? No, ER, very well. Like, I just tricked y'all again. Like, watch this. I'm never gonna limit myself. A lot of people like to limit themselves and say, I'm only gonna do this. No, I'm gonna be in everybody's lane because the government allows me to. All right, next question.
We have 2 more questions. We have one right here and one back there.
All right.
Thank you.
You ain't gonna let the lady go first, big dog. I'm messing with you. Come on. Oh, he a gentleman. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I've been a contract specialist for over 8 years. So I understand everything that you're saying. And just for you to answer your question, there's government agencies out there or contractors out there just to help you fulfill and get you a contract. Who I can't talk. Talking to the mic. So you can go to APTAC to help you get a government contract. They will actually hold your hand. They will help you bring a solicitation. They will help you submit your proposal so you can get government contracts. So listen to that. So my question for you is, when you talk to, I was just saying that if you want to get a government contract and need some help, there's a company called APTAC. They're government contractors. It's APTAC. You can look them up. They will help you get government contracts. Their job is solely just to help you find government contracts. They help you with if you want to be women-owned, small business-owned, whatever. I only know this because I was a contract specialist for 8 years. But my question, because I don't know the other side of it, right? I never had a government contract. When you say that you're sole source and you have a mixed food, right? How is it that you already signed up with the government with 2 mixed codes and they're coming back to you for additional things? How are you getting those additional mixed codes onto your SAM's profile? Because that would be, really interesting to know how someone could begin to become sole source and get all those different things
Yeah.
in their profile.
All right, so let's break the jargon down. That's why I'm talking government jargon. 2 things. The APTAC, or is now called APEX, APEX. Remember, she's right, is a resource that they're gonna help you, but remember, they're mandated to tell you certain things in a certain way. So don't be disappointed when you be like, man, I heard this dude speak. This dude said I could do this, that. They're gonna deter you from that. Just understand that, all right? They mandate it. Secondly, she's saying NICS code. All that means, anybody know what that means? I don't wanna, all right. All that is it's like, people think it's what your company can do, and that's not right. It's what an industry identifier. It's a number to give an industry identifier for that industry. So case in point, if it's janitorial will have a number, and that number is called a NICS code. Now, to answer your question specifically, I have 7 companies registered in sam.gov, but under each company, I have probably about 80 to 85 NICS codes. What we do is, once we figure out that we're about to win this particular contract that we don't have a NICS code registered for, the contract specialist will say, hey, Mr. White, I can't give you too much information. That's how they talk. They talk in a roundabout way, right? Because that's what I loved it though. Mr. White, I can't give you too much information, but you need to add this NICS code to your registration today. Every time they've said that, the next day I get the email saying I've been awarded the contract. So I don't submit proposals by NICS codes. I submit proposals by longevity, and then I add the NICS code once I get the hint that I'm about to be awarded a federal government contract. Because if you don't have that NICS code in your registration, you can't be awarded that contract. But if my proposal is the best or of significance, they're going to tell me, put this NICS code in your registration. So I have about 80 to 85 for each company. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. I think you're the one I am looking for.
Okay.
No, seriously, I mean, so since COVID, I have registered 4 companies on SANS.gov, and at some point, I lose control. And what do I mean by that? When you get your UEI number and get your cage number, and now everything is right there for you. So when you see an opportunity to bid for, no matter how you write it, they're going to find fault. At the end of the day, they turn it down. Now, there are some agencies who will want to write it for you and they charge you.
Yeah.
And when they charge you, you throw it in, you didn't get the bid. So you keep throwing your money for someone to write for you.
Right.
That's one. The second one is now, in SANS.gov, you have GSA schedule and you have agency. GSA is the one that gives the contract.
Yep.
Now, for GSA to help you to give you a contract, you need to make over 200,000 and your company should run for 3 years. 2 years.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, you don't have money. Your company's been running for 4 years.
Right.
How do you cross that hurdle to move forward?
Screw GSA schedule. It's that easy. Don't fool with them. Like the government has things set up to try to help you, but do you actually need them? If you don't know what you don't know, so I get it, right? Because I got an agency that reach out to people and say, we'll do proposals for you. But is that guaranteed? Right, so you might as well try to do it yourself and put it in the work and understand. So GSA schedule, all right, government jargon. Anybody know what GSA schedule is? Okay, cool. GSA schedule is a listing of opportunities that you put your company on, and the government basically says, we need 1,000 pencils, let's use this company. You're on this GSA schedule, you're on this schedule. Now watch this. This is why the GSA schedule don't even make sense. If it's 2025 and the GSA schedule been out since 19 something, you know where your company gonna be at on that GSA schedule? Just understand, that's literally a lottery. If they call your company, you better be ready. But to his point, you gotta have all of these tick marks just for the GSA schedule people to reach out to your company. So don't fool with them. The federal government contracting game is a lot of ways to be awarded federal government contracts. I'm of the mindset, I want to take the least path of resistance. I want to save my company's money. And if it take me time, then cool. I know we a microwave society. We want everything right now, but federal government contracting or government contracting on any level ain't a get rich quick. It's literally not. It's a slow roll maturation, because as you're learning how to submit proposals, your first proposal probably trash. But then as you keep submitting and keep understanding the process, you're getting in with contract specialists like this young lady right here, and you're understanding that side of the table. Are they gonna school you? No, but they'll give you what's called a debriefing. So when you lose, you can request a debriefing and they can tell you where your areas of opportunity at for the next time you submit a proposal for that particular contract specialist. Because they're gonna all have different stuff. They got one more, can we get one more? That's over?
We are at time. We gotta get this next one coming up. But if you have more questions, we would like to be up here in the corner and you can ask questions.
Appreciate y'all.